Hi, I'm Nadine Piat from Healthy You, Healthy Love, and today I'm going to reveal the biggest relationship killer that every human struggles with, that kills love, attraction, and desire fast. And even though every person struggles with this thing, we all struggle with this in different ways, and most often not in the best of ways. Hence, why it's what kills attraction and can also be what kills a relationship. So what is this relationship killer? It's fear. Yep, you know that thing that can stop you dead in your tracks, can make you run for the hills, or can see you ready to fight the big fight. In a relationship and in life, we all experience fear. Though the fear we might feel standing at the edge of a ledge after your friends convince you to bungee jump is not the same kind of fear you might experience when it comes to matters of the heart. There are so many common fears that surface when we're dating and in a relationship. There is the fear that you'll never meet the man you'd like to meet, the fear of dying old and lonely, the fear that no one will ever understand you, the fear of upsetting or disappointing others, the fear that you'll never get what you need or want. All of these fears feel terrible. They're the most debilitating fear that so many people have that stands in the way of a relationship developing that deeper bond is the fear of abandonment and rejection. The reason why this is what I call my #1 relationship killer is that it hinders intimacy in a huge way. In fact, my program, Unlock His Heart, has a whole section and exercise dedicated to this called the Fear Clash. There is a link in the description below, so be sure to check it out. And if you're new to this channel and you've not yet subscribed, please hit that red button so you can view my new video when it's out next week. You're going to love the topic. So back to that #1 relationship killer. Have you ever not asked for what you want in your life or in a relationship for fear of being rejected? Have you ever been with a man having a lovely time, laughing and cuddling, then he says something that instantly triggers insecurity in you? Fear can make an otherwise sane and capable woman or man turn into a ball of nerves and complication. In a relationship, when fear of rejection and abandonment is triggered, a woman will typically respond in one of the 3 following ways. Some women become stuck, like she's completely lost herself and she inevitably becomes a doormat. Some women turn into runners. They'd rather walk away than deal with their true feelings. They'd rather reject the other person than be rejected or abandoned. In other cases, it turns women into screaming banshees. Basically, the woman protests with anger and aggression. Instead of dealing with her fear and emotional triggers, she reacts in the form of shame and blame. Basically, fear makes us want to freeze, flee, or fight. And none of these 3 options are going to add to a relationship. Fear cripples our souls, and when we feel crippled, we never act in a way that's empowered, loving, and trusting. No relationship is free of conflict or misunderstanding. It's part of relating to another human. We will never always see things in exactly the same way. We all have different ideas or ways of expressing our wants, needs, and values, which means we express love in different ways. What respect means to me may be very different to what respect means to you. I remember dating a guy about 10 years ago who I'll call Jack, who was kind and a devoted kind of partner, though one night we had a discussion about having children, and what he had told me a few months ago when we first met was quite different to what he was telling me right now. Jack already had 3 kids and he didn't want any more. I was not sure if I wanted kids, though he had initially told me he was open to it. We were having this conversation in a restaurant and I was feeling kind of annoyed by what he was saying. It wasn't so much that he did or didn't want kids. I was annoyed that Jack was now telling me a different story. At that moment, I felt like I couldn't trust him. I didn't raise my voice, though I did share with him that I felt confused and perhaps a little misled. He was 13 years older than me, and if I was in his position, I wouldn't want any more children either. Though instead of talking to me about it, he fled. He just got up and walked out of the restaurant. I went after him. He drove me home. We barely spoke in the car, and when he did speak, he was angry and completely removed. When we got back to my place, we tried to speak, though he kept moving around, wouldn't sit down. He was erratic, and then he just left. He fled again. I was so baffled. Why didn't Jack want to talk to me? I tried to call him and talk to him, though he didn't respond. The next day, he texted me to let me know that he would call me at the end of the day. What I found out later is that Jack had dated a woman who was physically abusive towards him. And so when I brought up the fact that I felt misled and I clearly was not feeling good about what he'd said to me, he was triggered and all he wanted was safety. He'd not dated many people after this abusive relationship, so he was still associating any discussion or mild conflict as a path that led to terror. Once I knew this, it made sense, though being on the receiving end of it was horrible. My fear of being rejected or meeting another guy who was a flake was triggered within me, probably at that very moment he stood up to leave the restaurant, if not before, when I felt he'd lied to me. Then his fear of being hurt and abused was also triggered, which is what I call a fear clash. We ended up breaking up and remaining friends, and with his future relationships, I helped him to communicate with his partner more effectively so that she didn't feel so abandoned and confused. So why did I tell you this story? Because this is a common relationship problem. Everyone has triggers and we never know someone's backstory. And no matter what your or his history is, everyone can change their response to fear or to a perceived threat. To support you today, I have a perfect gift for you called Wordpoision. 16 words and phrases that can destroy and kill attraction and intimacy fast. The link is right below in the description, so please check it out. It's free. So what do you do in the face of fear? If you tend to freeze and do nothing and just take what you're given or stonewall, if you tend to run away and not face your emotions, or if you lash out and destroy trust, then what can you do instead? Well, the path to change is what happens from the moment you're triggered to the time that you respond. This middle moment is where the magic of change and true intimacy happens. And this magic starts with you being raw and real about your true feelings. When you go deeper, you get to the core of all issues. And once you know what you're truly feeling, rather than your fear of rejection and abandonment blindly running the show, you will then be able to articulate what you need, or you may in fact realize that there's no issue at all. Either way, you'll find a more effective way to communicate your thoughts and feelings, and you'll have a much better outcome with men, because this is what men want. They want you to be happy. They want to please you, and they can't please you when you're not talking to them, when you're running away, or when you're lashing out at them. So today, I want to encourage you to learn to embrace and reveal your vulnerabilities, because sharing your vulnerabilities is a very different conversation than when you're reacting to your fears. Yes, you can still be uncomfortable and even fearful of revealing your vulnerabilities, your deeper feelings, but you can still be at peace while revealing your true feelings. And why would you want to reveal your vulnerabilities? Because it's the only path to an authentic relationship. It's not always easy to bring up something with a man you're dating that's important to you, particularly if these things have been rejected in the past. Yet, the only way to have a loving and intimate relationship is to share your vulnerabilities from a place of trust and love. Though you don't have to 100% trust the other person, you are trusting yourself, trusting that it's okay to express your needs and values, trusting that your feelings are valid. Sure, they may not always be accurate, though they're valid. Communication is a powerful way to work out compatibility. If you want to attract a man, the very best type of man, there is no better way of working this out than letting him know what you truly value. If you do this gracefully and with an open heart, amazing things can happen. Men who really do want a loving, mindful relationship will find you're open communication very attractive, because he will know that no matter what comes up in the future, the two of you will be able to work it out. He will start to feel safe with you. So if you've asked yourself, what do men want? How do you make a man love you? How can I still make him want me even when there's conflict, even when issues arrive? Then this is the answer. Fear is what kills relationships and attraction. So don't let your fear take over. Stand out by finding out what's really going on for you. And if necessary, express your needs with heart. That's pretty much what men want and what attracts men. Men who love the messed up kind of drama will be drawn to a woman who's easily triggered and highly reactive to her fears. For the men who want a loving, united, deeply respectful relationship will struggle with this. Some insecurity can be endearing, though when it's systemic, it loses its cuteness fast. So there you have it. Are you ready to overcome your fears? If so, check out that link to my program, Unlock His Heart, to find out all about the fear clash and exactly how to end the fear cycle with the man. If you've got a friend who's struggling with her fears, then this might be the very video she needs to see to turn her love life around. So please like it and share it to support other women looking for love. Also, let me know some of your very own fear clashes by commenting below. And again, just in case you've not yet subscribed to this channel, hit the red button below the video and the bell button to get notified of our new videos every week. And lastly, don't forget that gift for you today, Wordpoision, 16 words and phrases that can destroy and kill attraction and intimacy fast. The link is in the description below. It's been so good having you here with me. Love a little more every day in some way, and see you at my next video.